everybody. Welcome back to Current Talk. I'm Faith.
And I'm Cameron, and today we have a special guest on our podcast today. Today we have, is it Mykalah
Oh,
or
okay. So it's Mykalah.
Mykalah?
Yeah, no, it's a hard one. It's
Yeah,
weirdly, lettered.
at first I was going to say Mykalah, but I was like, nope, that's not right.
You know what? Siri calls me Mykalah. So you know what? Anything goes at this point.
Yes, but today we have her on our podcast today for her to share her experience as a content creator and just in general to share her insights within content creation on social media as well as her overall experience on social media. So we're going to have Mykalah introduce herself as well as where you can find her socials on social media.
All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Mykalah. You can find me at It's K Baby on TikTok and mk.xo on Instagram. I'm a 22-year-old fashion influencer from the Bay Area, and thank you guys so much for having me. It's awesome being here.
Yes. Alrighty. So we have a lot of questions for you today, and Faith and I are just gonna go back and forth in asking here. So our first question we have for you is, what was it like hitting over 25,000 followers on TikTok? I know on social media, hitting milestones, especially like that, is truly phenomenal that you can reach an audience that big. So what was like your feeling? What was like that time like for you?
It was crazy. Honestly, 25,000 is such an insane number to think about.
Mhm.
I remember waking up that morning and seeing 25K on TikTok. I was in shock because I just never expected myself to reach such a goal, you know? And it's crazy to think about 25,000 individuals taking time out of their day to follow me, to support me in my content creation, and just being there to interact with. It's been so fun just interacting with everybody who comments, who likes, and just making friends out of it. It's just been so fun.
That is
Yeah.
that is really phenomenal. As a content creator myself, I can imagine that would literally be just like the biggest,
Yeah.
greatest, overwhelming feeling, but in the best way possible. And just even like you saying that too, like imagining 25,000 individuals hitting the follow button on your account is truly
Right.
crazy.
It's
So,
crazy. I still don't believe it. I look at it
yeah,
and it people reduce it to just numbers, but it's so
that's
much more.
real people.
It's
Yeah,
real.
Yeah.
I don't even know that many people in real life. Like that's insane.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But going on to our next question, what type of mindset or qualities do you believe content creators should have?
Honestly, I think the number one thing any content creator should be keeping in mind, no matter what the genre is of the content they're creating, is authenticity. And I feel like it's so hard to be quote unquote authentic nowadays because of micro trends and everybody just trying to jump on the train as fast as they can to put out the content that's making the most money or making the most views. It's just really important to stay true to yourself. And of course, I fallen victim. I feel like every content creator has fallen victim to the, oh, let's see what they're doing because it's successful, it's doing well. Let's see how we can emulate that into our platform and, just further ourselves. And I find myself doing that all the time, but in a way where I take it and create my own things because I think if you're just creating things that you love and creating things that feel authentic to you, it's going to show to your viewers. And it's super important to just have fun. Just have fun, be yourself. And that's so cliche, but like, I think it's the number one thing that keeps me going, honestly. Just being myself and having fun with the platform and making it not feel like a job, even though I want it to be a job?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
definitely agree. As a content creator, I feel like, especially since content creation is becoming such a very prominent thing in our life that I feel like everyone these days wants to be a content creator because they see brand deals, they see people partnering with like Dunkin' and Starbucks and all these really big
It's
brands
crazy.
and making it a career. But I think at the end of the day, authenticity is truly key because at the end of the day, that's the first thing brands look at too, is are you a real authentic person that has a true voice to share, and at the end of the day is themselves. And I think the more you're yourself, the more a brand will also want to build around you and kind of cater more to you as well. And I think also too, it could be the biggest like eye opener too, and just looking at just like within our digital world, the impact you can make with people within just the media.
Yeah, especially in recent years, the impact you have on others around you in the social space is crazy. I feel like I'm saying crazy so much. Content creation is crazy. Like,
Mhm.
it's insane how far and how fast you can reach people.
Mhm.
And that is such a gift of the 21st century. And people are making it their livelihoods. And I think any way to do it in a way where you're not burnt out and you're not making it feel like you have to produce and you have to
Yeah.
create is so important. And it's something that I like personally try to implement every single day where I'm like, you need to have fun with it. Like, don't make it feel stressful. This is not supposed to be stressful.
Mhm. For
Yeah.
sure. And I think too, with just like the emphasis on trends and just like how easy it is to compare yourself to people, it makes you feel like you have to always be doing something, but there is a balance with it all. I know personally for content creation, I keep a calendar for pretty much every single individual thing. So I have a calendar for my YouTube channel, I have a calendar for this podcast. I have a calendar for just like times where I just want to sit and brain dump on just like things that I would
Right.
want to do in the future, or just me researching or getting inspiration from other creators. So I really
Yeah.
do think it is an even balance at the end of the day for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I need to start a calendar, man. I need to.
Yes. But our next question for you is out of all the different niches and content out there, what is your personal favorite content to create on social media?
My favorite of all time and will ever and always be my baby is fashion influencing. I love it with my entire being. And it's something that I've wanted to do ever since I was a child, before influencing was even a thing. Like, I was just like, I want to be out there. I want to be doing fashion content. I want to be magazines. Not so much anymore, but in a different realm. But
Mhm.
yeah, fashion is something that I love creating every single day, even if it's not even on camera. Like, I love just dressing up, going out, doing anything that pushes my personality out there. And that's my favorite thing to create. Honestly, at the very moment, I do also love dancing. Dancing is something that I've been doing since I was young as well. So that is another little side thing I love to do on TikTok. Because I feel like you can post
Mhm.
anything on TikTok. It does not have
Yeah.
to be one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like we've just started to migrate to this phase in TikTok where you can really post whatever you want. I know,
Yeah.
like in the early pre quarantine days of COVID and everything, dancing was like the biggest thing. But
Yeah,
I've
the
seen
consumption
people
only.
post like cooking videos, a lot of fashion I've seen, especially for like the fall season.
Yeah.
People post a lot of advice videos. It's kind of becoming like a mini YouTube in a way,
It
which is
really
cool.
is.
But I definitely agree. Fashion is a crowd favorite.
Yeah.
I've been recently starting to get into cooking too a little bit. but I know those require a lot of like essential planning of just like planning out the
Right.
shots, the angles, how long you want the clips to be, what type of food you want to make, what type of day you
Right.
want to shoot, all that stuff. But I always think those look so like high quality,
They're so
professionally
well
shot.
done.
Yes.
Especially the baking ones. Oh my goodness. I'm forgetting the TikTok
Mhm.
creator off the top of my head, but she does baking like every single day and she makes the most aesthetic videos. And I always
Wow.
wonder, how long did that take? Because that is so beautifully shot and edited and it just looks so natural. And I feel like the most natural videos are sometimes the most planned ones. And I'm just like, how do you do it? Like it is just it's so nice to look at. And I love it.
Yeah. Well, on to our next question. How would you describe your daily routine as a content creator?
I feel like I should have such a lavish answer for this. But yeah, no, I'm not going to events every day and I'm not doing anything that I would love to be doing. I think that's so cool. Um, but typically I work two part-time jobs 6 days a week. So I'm working constantly. And the days that I do content create, I try to fit it around my schedule. So on the days off, like today's my day off. So caught me. Typically I'll make a spreadsheet of what I want to film the night before. I'm a procrastinator. So it's all the night before and I'll just kind of organize it based off of what takes the most preparation and what is the most candid video that I'm going to be doing. So it doesn't really take a script, doesn't really take any planning. I'll do that and then I typically wake up around like 7 or 8 a.m. Like not too early, not too late, just to prepare myself and like put everything together. So if I'm doing a lookbook, I'll put all of the outfits together with all the shoes, the accessories, in what order it takes to put them on from like easiest to hardest. And I'll just be filming the entire day pretty much up until maybe 1 or 2. And then that's when I'll like sit down, relax, eat, and then I'll just edit for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
That's my day off. That's what I like
Yeah.
to do, content creating.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. I feel like people truly underestimate the amount of time and hard work it takes to being a content creator. People really
Right.
think we just post stuff and that is it. I get that question literally every single week. Like, I bet you just took you like 30 minutes to film that YouTube video or, 10 seconds to film that TikTok, but it takes planning. It
So
takes
so
so
much.
much editing and the execution is only the 10% that people see. And I just, at the end of the day, like I'm truly proud of all the content that I put out on my platforms, but I know that the 100% of that proudness is all of the hard work it took to get there.
Right.
um, whether
Yeah.
it's the filming, editing, planning out the video.
Mhm.
I even like sometimes for fun, like to go on YouTube and like watch documentaries of how either filmmakers or either like professional YouTubers plan,
Yeah.
execute, and put on like a high quality HD project,
Right.
like in video form, because they're just really out there just doing the thing. But I can
Masterclasses.
definitely agree. It takes days, it takes hours of just the overall executing part that people don't know about.
Mhm.
Um,
Y-
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved how you talked about your routine because I think it kind of breaks down those preconceived notions that people think about when it comes to content creators. How, they're always at these lavish events. And yeah, you may have some, amazing events that you can go to. But, not every day is going to be like that. And some days, sometimes you just wake up, do the work, and then go to bed.
Right.
Um, so I love how you kind of talked about the reality of being a content creator and also what both of you have shared, like the hard work that goes into it as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
yes. Moving into our next question is, what is your personal favorite social media platform to create content for?
I think all time would have to be TikTok. I've done a
Hmm.
couple others. Like I was content creating on Twitter a couple years ago, which is such a hard platform to navigate.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Twitter was like my first experience because I was posting K-pop dance covers on there on my like little stan account, and that was my little thing. And
Hmm.
then all of a sudden, TikTok kind of blew up in 2019, and I was like, you know what? Let's give it a try. Let's go see. And
Hmm.
I didn't start posting until I think 2020, probably late 2020, around September. And I just found that it was the most natural platform to be on. You had so many people putting out content, putting out new audios. I love the audios on there. They're so
Me too.
and so even those give you inspiration. And so
Hmm.
having all of that readily accessible was just making it a lot more easy to push myself into that platform. And then you start getting more creative, you start taking it a little bit more seriously, and then you just kind of grow from there. But yeah, TikTok definitely has helped me. I don't know. It's just so authentic, I would say. It's just authentic. You really just get to post whatever you want, make it your own. And I think I show more personality in videos than I do pictures. So
Hmm. For
I
sure.
love
Yeah.
but the TikTok algorithm and the TikTok platform itself is so forgiving. And I
Yes.
find that way easier to just stick to that for me.
Hmm. I definitely agree. As much as I love YouTube, TikTok is starting to become my number one too, just because I love how accessible it is.
Right.
It's one of those things where you can literally pick up your phone at any time of the day and film a TikTok. But I love what the new updates that they've added to it is you can film something. If you're not satisfied with it, you can save it as a draft and edit it later. If you don't want to post it that day, you can like save it to post like either the next day or the next week or whenever you want to. And I've recently have been making a lot of playlists of my favorite videos that I've saved like over like the past couple of months of just like my favorite outfit inspo videos, recipe videos, and then just like funny videos that I send on my family group chat a couple days of
Right.
the week. But I love how it's becoming like one of those like pocket social media apps that you can just like literally get on to just either procrastinate and use up time
Mhm.
or create content or get inspiration or literally anything.
Yeah,
um,
Mhm.
honestly, possibilities are endless with TikTok. And I love that about
yes.
the app. It's just
Hmm.
so fun to be on.
Hmm.
Yeah. So going on to our next question, what are some challenges you have faced as a content creator?
Oof. I think the number one challenge that I'm fighting every single day is motivation. And it's one of those things where since I have so many things going on at once, I feel just so tired all the time. And it almost feels like you just don't want to get up and you don't want to create content. And
Mhm.
even though you love doing it, it's just so mentally exhausting to like
Hmm.
plan something and then go forth with it.
Hmm.
And I try to remind myself why I'm doing what I'm doing and how much I love it, and that definitely pushes me to keep creating, even if I'm
Hmm.
dead exhausted. Like
Hmm.
I'll take maybe a quick little power nap and I'll get straight to it. Cuz it's
Hmm.
like I just I have so many ideas and sometimes at least for me, I get bored of my own ideas very quickly. So I'm like I need to do them just to get them out of my brain so I can make room for new ones. Yeah,
Hmm.
staying
I can
motivated is one of those things. Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to the motivation aspect of it because I also have so many ideas of like things that I either want to continue doing,
Mhm.
upgrade what I'm currently doing, or just completely try something new. And I think with that outlook outlook of it, I always get overwhelmed because I want it to always be something that I'm proud of and that I truly
Mhm.
want out there for the world to see. So I think the motivation to be, I wouldn't say exactly spot on with everything because we're human and we make mistakes, but
Right.
I always aim to go into shooting content like excited to do it because I feel
Mhm.
like if I like drag my feet to it, then it's not it. I think it comes across in
Yeah.
the video if you're like excited to do it, or if you're just like doing it for the video. But I'm definitely trying to get better at of just like spacing out. Okay, let's just have a day where we're going to get inspired and then we'll leave it at that. And
Right.
then the next day, if we feel inspired to create something, we may create a little bit and
There we go.
then, take the break.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I
but
100% agree with that. 100%.
Hmm.
Oh
mhm.
my.
Yeah.
So our next question we have is for you is what is your favorite brand that you have worked with so far as a creator?
Oh my goodness. I'm so incredibly grateful for any brands that I work with.
Mhm,
um, I think the one that kind of started it all for me was Yes Style. And I
mhm,
discovered them through a couple of my favorite creators on YouTube. Um,
mhm.
I'm trying to think. I believe her name is Pretty Pastel Please. I'm not too sure, but I love her content creations. And she would do a whole bunch of like buying $500 from Yes Style or doing this. And I would clothes. And I'm just like, that is so up my alley that most of the department stores out here don't cater towards, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in 2019, they had launched their influencers campaign. And I
Mhm.
jumped on that boat so quick. Not even a content creator right now, but I really want to see if I even get accepted. And it's something that I definitely want to do in the future. And so I remember I just kept posting things, I kept tagging them. Of course, no response, but like, that's okay. I just
Mhm.
kept doing it. And then eventually they had DM'd me and was like, oh, we love this photo. Do you mind if we repost it? And I remember where I was when this happened. I was at KCON in 2019. I was on the way back. It was maybe, oh, it was in the middle of the night. Oh my goodness. It was like maybe 12 a.m. We were on the way back from LA to the Bay Area, and I saw that and I literally screamed. All of the exhaustion in my body just levitated out of me, and I was so excited. And so ever since then, I was like this, but yes, I was besties with them.
Mhm.
Creating with them. It was just so fun. And their influencer campaign offered so many cool ideas to so many creators. For example, I think one of my favorite ones was a Valentine's Day look that I did for their spring promotion. And they loved that one. They reposted it. And then another one that was a bit more recent as of last year was a campaign they did where they wanted people to recreate K-pop looks and film a cover to it. And I was like, oh, that's two of my favorite things: fashion, dancing. And so I recreated a look to Stacy's stereotype and posted it. They loved it. I won the contest. That was really cool. And
Yeah.
yeah, they just give so many cool creative ideas to new influencers. And they've just always been sweet to me. So I definitely love working with them.
Yeah. Yeah, talking about the brands that you've worked with, what are some brands that you are hoping to work with in the future, if there are any?
Excellent question. I think about this all the time. Honestly, my two favorite brands that I would love to work with in the future, and I'm manifesting that I work with in the future, is Selkie and For Love and Lemons. I love both of those brands
Ooh,
so much, and I feel
yes.
like it encapsulates my entire personality. Princessy
Yes.
vibes, frolicking in a meadow type fantasy, and I just love it so much. Every single piece that they put out is to die for. I loved it, especially their spring 22 collection from New York Fashion Week. I was obsessed.
Yes.
And I feel like those two brands, For Love and Lemons and Selkie, will always have my
Mhm.
heart, and I hope that I get the chance to work with them in the future. I would absolutely love it.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think you're definitely going to work with them in the future.
Oh yes.
We
Yes.
are, I'm a
You?
firm believer in speaking things into existence, and it
Yes,
will be.
it will happen. It will.
Yes, for
Yes.
sure. I think for me, and this has actually been my dream for a while now, but I think my dream brand to work with would be Target
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
because I'm like a big shopping person. I love shopping, and Target is just one of those stores where I literally can walk in the store and come out and be like the happiest kipper.
Oh yeah.
Just because the aesthetic of the store just makes you want to like live there. And it's always like that store where you walk in, you don't need anything, but yet you walk out with like $100 worth of stuff.
Absolutely. I go there at
And
least once.
every Yes, at least one thing. It could be like a pack of gum or like gummy
Mhm.
bears and be like, "Yep, I went shopping at Target."
All
But
the money.
I think Target would definitely be the dream. If that
Yeah.
ever happened, I feel like I would cry.
I'm so rooting for you. I hope that this does happen.
Yes.
I can see it
That
in
would be
my
so cool.
eyes.
Hmm. What about you, Faith? If you got to work with a brand on
Ooh.
social media, what would you choose?
I'm gonna be honest. Probably like Star Wars, even though that's kind of under Disney, but
Hmm.
Star Wars because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So
Hmm.
um, I love anything Star Wars. That'd be really cool to work with them.
Oh,
Or,
absolutely.
yeah.
That would be
Love that
so
for
cool.
you.
Yeah.
I know Star Wars does a lot of collabs with other brands. So, like, I know, have you guys heard of the brand Loungefly? It's like
Oh,
this
love
bag.
lounge. Yes.
Yes.
I want one
I
so bad.
love like all of their bags that they have on their site, and I know they do a lot of collabs with like Marvel, Star Wars, and just like the mini Disney brands of just characters and stuff. And I literally want to always buy like the whole collection.
Right.
Uh, but Star Wars, that would be cool.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Again,
Yes,
rooting for you. I hope you get that.
Oh, thank you.
so
Yeah.
cool. So our next question we have for you, which I think you may have answered this in the previous question, but what is your, I guess, like really big dream brand to collaborate? Like almost unheard of and
Okay.
unrealistic, I guess.
Unrealistic. Oof.
Hmm.
I feel like I don't even want to say it's unrealistic because I want to do it so bad. But
Hmm.
I would say, oof, let me think. The first brand that comes to mind is Heaven by Marc Jacobs. I love that line so
Yes.
much. I think
Yes.
it's the most marketing that they've ever done. And I would love to be on that team, coordinating shoots,
Oh my
signing,
gosh.
anything, honestly.
Yes.
Just even being there. I'll be an assistant. I'll pass out waters. Like,
Yes.
it's so,
Yes.
and I love
Oh.
everything that they're putting out right now. So yeah, that one's a little far fetched for me,
Mhm.
but never not a possibility. So
Never say never.
never say
Yes.
never.
I think for me, We are just really dreaming out here today. Um, I think for me, it would be a tie between Nike or Michael Kors.
Oh yeah, Michael Kors was on my list too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't even have to be like on the social media, just like talking to like anyone that like works for Michael Kors or Nike, I feel like would be like, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
what just happened?
And
Um, but what
Yeah.
about you, Faith?
yeah.
So I have maybe two. So first one would be Kate Spade because I love their
Yes.
handbags and I love their little accessories and everything. And then another one would be Hobbs, which is like a more English brand. It's located in London, and I've recently just gotten interested in some of their stuff. Like, ooh, like that looks cute, and I like their style. So those are kind of two brands that are kind of out there a little far, but it would be really cool if one day I was able to work with them.
Right, never
Mm,
not a possibility, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
And we're dreaming big today. I love
We
it.
we
yes,
are. Work hard,
yes,
dream big. Yes, ma'am.
yes.
And this
So,
is probably not likely, but if any of those representatives from those brands are listening to this,
Um,
you know where to contact us.
bio.
They're not listening to this, but it's okay.
Oh, you can only dream.
yes,
Yes.
yes. So, our next question, and you probably may have talked about this a little bit already with the motivation, but is there any ways or other ways that you stay motivated in order to produce content and really put yourself out there?
Oh, that's such a good question. I, in all honesty, I think the number one thing that keeps me going is just seeing how confident I've gotten over the years. And I was such an introverted child with extroverted tendencies, I'll say.
Yeah.
But I had always wanted to put myself out there from from such a young age where I was like, I really want to do this. I want to be known. I want to put my best self forward. And over the past few years, I've definitely become kinder to myself and more forgiving with myself, especially when it comes to content creation. And just seeing my style progress and becoming more in tune with my personal style has helped me be more confident outside of the social media realm. And I'm just so happy. I'm very happy at the moment with how far I've come, uh, both online and in real life with myself. And I'm just so incredibly grateful that I do get to do what I do. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm,
seeing that self growth and that self love develop
mm,
has been number one motivation for me because I feel good.
mm.
And I'm just like, you know what? Keep going because you're just going to get better and better, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. It took me a while to really get to the self-confidence point that I'm
Yeah.
at right now because I used to feel very insecure, especially with like filming YouTube videos of pulling a camera out and saying, "Hi guys, welcome back."
Right.
Or, now I'm drinking my coffee. But I appreciate how popular it is now, where it's almost kind of like normal now to see people
Right.
walking around with like Canon cameras, vlogging,
Mhm.
which makes it more comfortable to even do things like TikTok and um, just doing content creation in general. I think also I'm not really the biggest like astronomy slash like astrology person,
Mhm.
but I really feel like it's the Aries in me that makes me want to just like present myself to the world and be bold more often. Because I used to be like an introverted being, which I
Yeah.
still am, but with like certain people. But um, I don't know. I guess on a given day, what motivates me is definitely why am I doing this? Um,
Yeah.
And I know that everything, that I'm doing now, even though it may not feel like it, will impact someone, um, and will hopefully help me in my future, whatever way it goes. And yeah, in general, I just want to inspire people and impact people in any way that I can at the end of the day
Right.
with whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
100%.
Mhm. But going into our last question, which I cannot believe we have gone through all those
Oh.
questions, absolutely crazy. But what is something that inspires you? It can either be someone or something that inspires you to create content.
Oh, I think, no, I know the number one thing that inspires me is quite literally the impossible. I see everybody's lives change so drastically overnight, especially with
Mhm,
content creating, and it's
mhm,
something that I want to experience, like I want to have that fresh start because I feel like I'm
mhm,
in such a mundane routine where I'm
mhm,
like not doing what I want to do. I love what I do, but it's not my 100% and I want to be at my 100%. And I think those opportunities that are given when you put yourself out there are incredible. And I want to be able to do that for myself. So, yeah, I think just dreaming big. I just want to go above and beyond. I want to do just the craziest things because we only have one life.
right?
And we're starting it off right. We're going to do it. And I'm just always
Yes.
pushing for the bigger and the better.
Mhm,
Especially since
Yes.
I feel like when I was younger, I didn't feel like I deserved a lot.
mhm.
And I was just like, yeah, no, that's like completely out of my realm. But now I'm like, I want to be in that realm. And I'm going to make sure that happens.
Mhm. I definitely agree. And I feel like with content creation still being kind of like a new idea that's being popularized, I guess, there's something that not only is there something for everyone, but it's an open playing field. I really feel like whatever you're doing on social media, whatever content you're making, who you are, I really feel like it's anyone's open game to
Right.
not only create content for themselves, to start a new hobby, to start a new side hustle, to just in general express themselves. I really feel like it's always the right time to create content, no matter if you're filming a YouTube video, posting a TikTok, and it's for everyone to make it their own and do it for them.
Yeah.
Um, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Um,
There's an
um,
audience for everyone. Like,
yes.
you just got to do it. It's
Mhm,
scary at first. Oh my goodness. It's terrifying.
mhm,
But the more you do it, the more you get comfortable with it, and amazing things can happen. And
mhm,
so it's so funny because I try to push my friends to do it because I know they want to do it.
mhm,
And I'm just like, I'm encouraging them no matter if they now, if they start later. I'm just like, do it. Because I was
mhm,
terrified. I was so
mhm.
scared, especially with comments. Oh my goodness. I was
Yeah.
scared of criticism. I was scared of even meeting new people. It was just like one of those things where I was like, I want to avoid every confrontation I can.
Mhm,
But now I welcome it. I welcome the criticism. I welcome everything
mhm,
that comes with content creating because it builds
mhm.
you. It
It
builds your strength, it
does.
builds your character. It helps you grow. And I
Mhm,
think that's super important to remember with all of this because the more you grow, the more, you're just going to blossom.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, I definitely agree. And with that, very, very great note. We are going to end it off here. That is going to be it for today's episode of Current Talk Podcast. Again, a huge, huge, huge thank you to
Oh
Mykalah
my
for
goodness.
taking
Thank
the
you.
time
Thank you.
to share your experience. I'm so happy you're able to join us today. We will link all of her social media links to her platforms in the description of today's episode. So definitely check her out on TikTok, Instagram. She's amazing and she posts great content that I know you guys will all really love and enjoy. And definitely continue to follow her because she is going places, y'all.
You are too
Um,
sweet. Oh my goodness. Everybody, make sure to follow all of their socials, both Cameryn and Faithe. Do it. Do it right now. They're so lovely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And as always, if you have any podcast topic ideas or if you just want to add to the conversation, feel free to reach out to either Faithe and I at our podcast Instagram at Current Talk Podcast or our individuals. I'm at Cameryn.Hodges on Instagram. Faithe is at Jedi Master with 40. So definitely connect with us there. You can also email us at currenttalkpodcast@gmail.com for any just in general inquiries for guests or just to have an open conversation. And as a friendly reminder, new episodes every Friday. If you are listening to this podcast episode and it is Friday, be sure you subscribe to our podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops the following Friday. And with that, we are going to end it here. Thank you guys so much again for listening to today's episode of Current Talk Podcast, and we will talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
All right.